Hey guys, welcome back to Weekenders on the Water. Today we're here at the boat ramp, and today we're going to talk about everything you need to know before you hop on a jet ski for the very first time. So stick around, check it out, hit that subscribe button, and let's go.
Let's go. Like Lewis said, guys, we are here at the Palmas boat ramp, and this is a spiel Lewis gives everybody before they get on a jet ski. So if you are buying a jet ski, if you're new to a jet ski, if you're riding a jet ski, watch this video.
Yeah, and we've been saying jet ski, but we ride Sea-Doo, so this is going to be more Sea-Doo specific, but Sea-Doo, Yamaha, Kawasaki, they're all pretty much the same at this point as far as basic operations go.
Tell them that. All right, here we go.
All right, guys, so the number one thing that I tell everyone you have to know before you hop on a PWC is these things do not steer without propulsion. You have to be moving forward. You have to be under throttle before this thing will steer. If you're just gliding in the water, you have no steering. If your engine is shut off, you have no steering. If you let off the accelerator, you have no steering. That is the number one way that people get hurt, not only themselves, but other people. Tragedies have happened, so make sure you remember that. If you forget everything else, remember you have to be on the accelerator to steer. Number two, we move around to the back of the ski. So here from the rear of the ski, I always tell people how to get on the ski first. So whether they're in shallow water, we're gonna move this away from the beach. We don't normally have these this close to the beach, but normally we'd be in about waist deep water, and these do have a nice boarding step. So we fold down the boarding step, and you can put your knee on there, you can put your foot on there in order to get up here. And once you do that, you're probably gonna reach up and grab a hold of the handlebars or the hand grips here, or maybe if you're shorter, you can grab into the link system or somewhere else to get purchased. The main thing to remember when getting on the back of the ski here is this is the reverse bucket. You see it has a little do not step sticker on there. You do not want to step on this, you will break it, and those are very expensive. So make sure you only step on the boarding step and not on the bucket. Next up, we're going to move to the front of the ski. So here are the controls to the Sea-Doo. You have a key gets plugged in down here. Sea-Doo will not start without the key installed. All right, with the key installed, you have the big red button here. This is what's going to turn it on, turn it off. So you push it once, wakes it up, push and hold to start the engine. I'm not going to do that right now because, like I said, we're in very shallow water. You do not want to run your engine in water that is less than 3 feet deep. If you do, you will suck shells, water, or sand, rocks, everything up into the impeller. That can ruin your day out. It could be a very expensive repair bill. So make sure that you stay in about 3 feet or more of water when the engine is running. Next up here, the next important thing is the throttles. So you have two levers on either side. You can see those. So here are your levers on either side. On the right hand side, this is your go. The left hand side, this is your stop. So when you start up the ski is going to start in neutral. You're going to want to tap this side just like that, and that'll put it in forward. Again, if you hit this side from forward, that'll put you back in neutral, and if you tap it, if you hold it, that'll put you into reverse. Now, in order to go forward, obviously the right-hand side again is your accelerator. Hold that down. You can do variable distances there for variable speeds. Full throttle is there, and that'll get you going forward. And when you're going forward, you can let off the accelerator, and you can push and hold this, and it will essentially brake. It's part of Sea-Doo's IBR, the Intelligent Brake and Reverse System. That'll drop that reverse bucket, send the water shooting out the top and the sides, and that'll bring you to a stop quick. Now, there are no such things as brakes on the water, but this is the closest that they get. So if you push and hold that, that will stop you. Once you come to a stop, hold that and hit the accelerator, and that will put you in reverse, and you will go in reverse. Reverse steering is like a trailer. You have to remember that it's the opposite of what you would normally think for backing up a car. In this case, it's steer towards danger, face your fears. So if you want the rear end to move to the left, you would push the handlebars to the right, and that's going to push you that direction. Those are the key things. Also, if you flip this thing over, the proper procedure is to get onto the side, grab a hold of the intake grate, and use your weight to pull it back. I've heard a lot of people say that you have to do that from one side or the other. My personal belief, the sticker on the back, it does have a direction, but it doesn't say it has to be that direction. I believe on the new modern skis, I don't think it matters as much on a Sea-Doo, but other skis it does matter more, like particularly Yamaha. I'm pretty sure that's directional dependent. So read the sticker, read your owner's manual before you get on the water. Always recommend you read the entire owner's manual before you operate any piece of machinery. There are other more advanced topics such as variable trim and such, but I usually don't cover those right off the bat. That's basically what you need to kind of get on the ski and kind of get going. From there, I would usually take somebody out, either having them sitting on the back and let me drive, and so they kind of get a feel for it, or because we have 2 of them, I can ride next to them and kind of point out things as we go. And typically that's mostly has to do with navigation and markers. Pay attention to the big white and orange signs. They'll tell you everything that you need to know. And then stay in the channel markers. Stay between your red triangles and your green squares. Basically, if you just remember to stay between them, you'll be good. But there is the whole red right returning to tell you which side it should be on. And also red towards dirt kind of thing. But honestly, for a brand new person, that gets a little complicated. Just remember, stay in the middle. Other than that, also make sure you wear your PWC. Make sure you have your safety gear. So you need a whistle. You need to have your ID, your boater safety card if you, depending on your state. Also make sure you have the standard required equipment for your jet ski. Typically that's going to be a fire extinguisher, as well as some sort of noise making device, that's the whistle, possibly even a flashlight, so have that. And never a bad idea to have a tow rope as well. So that's basically what you need to get out on the water. For those of you that have advanced well beyond this, let me know in the comments below. Is there anything else that you tell folks before they hop on your ski for the first time? I'd love to hear about that in the comments below. If you're brand new to the hobby, let me know what kind of ski you got or what kind of ski you're looking to purchase. I'd love to hear about that as well. So anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Really helps us out. With that being said, we're out of here. We'll see you next weekend.
Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to Weekenders on the
Now
Water.
you're gonna talk louder because of the muff and the plane. All right, y'all. Like Lewis said, where are you? All right.
So,
Bring on.
okay. Here are less than 3 feet shot. When you start the ski, it's going to automatically start in neutral. Tap this side. Tap the right hand.
You're going way too fast.
Okay.
So slow down a little bit. I'm also having to shoot around people.
Okay. Now, when you're moving, in order to go forward, obviously. So if you want the rear end to move, if you want the rear end to move left, you would move the steering wheel right when you're reversing, and opposite.
The handlebars, right?
Huh?
Handlebars, not the steering wheel.
Handlebars. Right, I always get confused. I have to be doing it.
I'll just cut it out. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so just read the sticker.
Yeah. So read the sticker. Read your owner's. Also, make sure you have the standard required equipment. So those are going to be your orange triangles and green squares, basically.
Right, I thought they're red.
Red. They're red or orange.
Red,
depends on where.
returning, right?
Yeah, they're red. I guess it depends on where you are. I don't know. Some of them around here are orange, but okay, red. Stay in the channel markers.